celebrating a super win in Philadelphia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Those are Eagles fans celebrating a championship after a Super Bowl blowout.
Or maybe it's throw the dagger. Hurts going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Jalen Hurts threw 2 TD passes and ran for another score. And then after the game on Fox,
Jalen Hurts. Yale Super Bowl 59 MVP quarterback Jalen Hurts.
the Philadelphia Eagles beat Kansas City 40-22, spoiling the Chiefs' attempt to be the first NFL team to win a third straight Super Bowl. President Trump was at the game. Before it, he told reporters on Air Force One, "This is coming today."
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
What about aluminum, sir?
Aluminum, too.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
Canada and Mexico are among the largest sources of steel imports for the United States. Canada's innovation minister is now promising to stand up for Canada, its workers, and industries. Economic experts have raised concerns that tariffs could raise prices for Americans, but the president says he does not think that will be the case.
Now, President Trump also talked to Fox's Brett Baer before the game, saying he'll tell Elon Musk, who runs the Department of Government Efficiency and has been looking to trim federal spending, to check out the Departments of Education, then Defense.
Go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse.
There are legal challenges to DOGE. Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar tells CBS Face the Nation.
We are seeing an executive branch that has decided that they are no longer going to abide by the Constitution.
Now, a judge has temporarily halted big cuts at the U.S. Agency for International Development. Another judge holds a hearing today on a challenge to the Trump buyout offer to get federal workers to resign but be paid through September. The deadline for them to decide is tonight unless that's blocked again. America's listening to Fox News.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
What are the 2 active volcanoes on mainland Europe called?
Is Vesuvio one of them?
Vesuvius and Etna.
How'd you do exactly? These get tougher, so hang on.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Then come back here to see how you did. Thank you for taking the quiz.
As President Donald Trump begins his second term.
Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises.
Stick with the Fox News Rundown as history is made during his first 100 days. Whether it impacts your family, your wallet, or the world, our team of journalists will give you the sharp analysis and perspective you expect from Fox News. The Fox News Rundown, the first 100 days. Listen and follow now at foxnewsrundown.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Vice President Vance will hit the road this week for his first foreign trip since taking office, starting with a summit on artificial intelligence in Paris with other world leaders and tech CEOs. And then Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio will go to Munich, Germany later in the week for a security conference. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth won't be going to that conference, but he will also travel to Europe this week.
New Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth appeared on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo, describing one of those proposals, a system mimicking Israel's anti-missile Iron Dome.
We're going to ensure it's included in reconciliation money, in the FY26, all our budgets going forward, to invest in the ability, Maria, get this, novel idea, to defend our homeland.
Hegseth also discussed China and the need for the U.S. to keep pace with the Chinese military buildup.
We are laser focused there, Maria, because we have to if we want the future of the world to be free.
Hegseth takes his first foreign trip as defense secretary this week, visiting Germany, Belgium, and Poland. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
A federal judge has temporarily blocked 3 more Venezuelans being deported, going to Guantanamo, where others are already housed. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox News Sunday it's necessary.
I watched a plane load of people unload at Gitmo that were pedophiles, child pornographers. They were drug dealers in our communities.
She had gone there on Friday. You might have noticed gas prices haven't changed much lately.
The new price is $3.21 nationally. This is a tiny amount compared to in the prior 2 weeks it was up 6 cents. The total is 9 cents since prices bottomed out 9 weeks ago.
Now, analysts Triple Lundberg survey stations nationwide are priced for regular gas 8 cents higher than AAA's national average at $3.13 per gallon. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising after Friday's big sell-off dragged the Dow and the Nasdaq down for the week. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton has filed legislation that would cut state funding to local governments that pass measures violating state laws. Under the bill, local governments found to be breaking the law would have 30 days to reverse course to avoid losing all or a portion of state funding. Cookeville City Council has rejected a $974,600 bid for the second phase of the Spring Street Sidewalk project after it came in over budget. Council has voted to rebid the project, which will extend from Raider Drive to Morningside Assisted Living. The National Weather Service has confirmed at least 5 tornadoes tore through the Volunteer State last week. 3 of those rated EF1 touched down in Jackson, Putnam, and Overton counties. An EF2 tornado struck Morgan County, killing a mother and daughter. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Got a new camera out in the lobby. If you're watching on Hub Plus, you can see the cool Willow window doors. Look behind you there, Sheila. You can see that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. I think that's really cool doors. I mean, they've got doors, windows, window treatments. It's really nice here in the Willow Window showroom where we have our studio.
Starting to do some more podcast stuff out there at the big table. And so we've got a camera installed out there. And also when we get started doing musical guests again, maybe this summer or sometime, we'll have a place for them to play, and that's what that'll be.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Happy Monday after the Super Bowl, which should really be a holiday, but it's not. Come on, Trump. It's just one more executive order.
You know, if anybody would do it, he would.
It's just one more.
I saw him at the Super Bowl.
Boy, everybody
saluting when they did the national anthem.
You hear the crowd roar whenever they showed him?
Yeah.
And they booed old Taylor Swift.
Poor old Taylor.
Yeah.
Then I don't know why they boo her.
Then her man lost.
She had a
like
rough night.
I said.
Yeah, you did say it.
Just like I said. It's 6:08. Today is the 10th of February. Fellas, 4 more days to get those Valentine's Day gifts ready.
Oh, my goodness. We have 31 right now. It said it feels like 22 because it's kind of windy out there. High will only be about 49 this afternoon. Now, there are some reports of I-40 being closed earlier this morning around 3 a.m., around mile marker 294. We're trying to see if that's still closed. There was pursuit by an officer of a vehicle that was fleeing an officer. Officers are okay. At least one person has been reported with multiple gunshot wounds, and they were taken to Cookeville Regional Medical Center. We're still trying to get information on that as it comes in to us.
I came in this morning on 40 westbound, and I didn't have any troubles.
Okay.
And so,
like I said, that was at 3 this morning.
Well, that's a little bit further down the road, so, and traffic's light at 4:30, so they could absolutely still be closed. So just be careful around there, and thank goodness you said nobody was hurt.
Well,
or there
the
may
officers are okay, but one person in that vehicle that was fleeing has it's reported that they have multiple gunshot wounds, and they're in the hospital at the moment.
Wow.
And it was an active investigation at 3 this morning. That's why the interstate westbound at 294 was closed, but it may be back open now.
All right. Remember, I guess it was it's been not quite a year ago. We had a nice lady here. She had written a story that went into Tex Iris.
Yes.
Okay, well that
was Gail.
Gail, yeah. So that's opened back up again. So if maybe you were listening to that a while back and thought, man, I could do that. I got some stories to tell. And it's it could be poetry, fiction, nonfiction, art, short stories, essays, photography, one-act plays, and comics. So it could be any of that. So if any of that floats your boat and you want to get it into tech, you didn't have to go to tech. You don't have to have anything to do with tech. You can just send that on in.
And I bet it's a hefty competition too, though.
Oh, I bet so, yeah. New director of Mustard Seed Ranch has been chosen, Elizabeth Lissick. Remember
The Lissicks, yeah.
They've
We've
been in a
interviewed
few
them.
times, yeah. Great lady.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll do a great job of that. I can't remember if you said this last week or if they were the running or I don't know, but the White County Fair is the 2024 Division A state champion.
No, I did not realize.
Yeah.
They were, I think where you're getting mixed up is they were one of the award banquet winners.
Okay. Well, they are the state champion in Division A.
That's great.
And so congratulations to the White County Fair. We know they do just a fantastic job. It is one of my favorite fairs in the Upper
They do a
Cumberland.
really good job.
Let's see here. Oh, did you know anybody or did you see the Taco Bell commercial?
I saw it, but it did go by so fast, and then I was trying to slow down the video and stuff because it was posted online. There were some other, I didn't see anybody I knew, but there was a lot of folks that said they did, and they were talking about, hey, my baby girl's in that.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
Oh, the girl on the lawnmower, she got the most time, it seems. Alexis Luke is her name. And let's see here. Who else was in here? Emily Whitaker said, we made it. My son is the avocado. Destiny Wilburn made it. So congratulations. Katie Simmons and her bestie Justin Wood made it. Bonnie Summers Day says, my son and girlfriend, they made it. So congratulations to all of y'all who made the
That is exciting. And what a
Taco
good
Bell.
deal. What a good idea from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You know, to showcase their patrons and fans and right and all good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Only 4 places in America. All good got chosen. It looks like we got, 4 or 5 in there
Got a few
too.
in there because, we got cute, sweet people.
That's right. Well,
That's why.
how are we not going to make it?
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, a lot of us will make
I'm
it.
surprised we didn't dominate.
Sounds like we did.
Yeah. Then we got quite a few in there.
The only thing that I've got, and I just want to let y'all know, if y'all been smelling skunk here lately,
Yeah.
well, it is mating season.
Oh, for sure it is.
Of course, they start around Valentine's Day, like Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, yeah.
February through March, skunk
Skunks are
breeding season.
Very romantic.
They're very romantic.
Oh, yeah.
You're just getting that from Pepe Le Pew.
No. They're very romantic. And
They wine and
aromantic.
dine.
They're romantic and aromantic.
It said, before you let your dogs out, make sure do a little noise. Give skunks time to move on out of your yard.
They don't give you time at my house.
They don't.
No, Ruby loves them.
It said, if you come face to face with a skunk, stay calm and talk softly. Wine and dine them. No.
Hey, oh, hello,
Skunks.
little skunk.
It says they have poor eyesight. I didn't know that. Skunks are very sweet-natured animals. They don't really want to spray you, and say the best bet is just to avoid startling them. Give them warnings. Skunks will give you several warnings.
Come here, my sweet.
They'll warn you if they're scared. They'll stomp their front feet. They'll turn their backs to you.
And that's when you know.
They will do a handstand almost, and they'll spray up to 10 feet away.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy.
like I said, I came into a...
You should look it up on YouTube. They've got it in slow-mo the whole bit. It's
the whole
great. Oh, that's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, but let me tell you, they really, unless you just really catch them off guard and kind of corner them, They do just go on about their business, because I've walked up several times on the farm and they've seen even a mama skunk with her babies, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Well, they don't want none, you know. I mean,
She's like, okay, you're not gonna bother me.
They're just out there trying to survive
Right.
too. They don't want none. Hey, before we get into telling you what your 2 cents is today, big thank you to Honky Tonk National Golf.
Oh my goodness,
and
what a nice place.
That restaurant out there that they've got, and the way they had it set up, just an amazing place to go watch the Super Bowl. And we had a big time. The wings were delicious.
Delicious. I love them. They had just enough spice on them.
Yeah.
You know?
And Sheila had the nachos.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that was a plate of nachos, wasn't it? I had to share it because it was so huge.
They've got sushi out there too.
And you know what? I was seeing folks, there was a lot of folks that got sushi, and it looked delicious.
Right, yeah.
So
it's I can't wait for it to warm up a little bit and go play some golf out there.
it's a beautiful place.
I could see myself getting there early, playing around the golf, and having lunch, and maybe a drink.
Yeah.
One cold beer, maybe.
Just a really nice place. I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping we can do that again next year.
I'm hoping we can do more stuff out there.
Oh, yeah. I'm all for that.
Jeff and Steve and those guys out there, just really good.
Real easy to get along with and just fun.
Yeah. Like you just kept saying thank you. I mean, it was one of the thank you. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah. All right, your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pawn. That's at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. They got it all from guns to guitars. Go see our pals at Freedom Pawn.
Well, we've got pictures of like a soda machine.
Uh-huh.
Said, you're a kid again. You've got a quarter. What are you picking? Diet Coke, Classic Coke, Mountain Dew, 7-Up, Pepsi, Sunkist, Dr. Pepper, or Diet Pepsi?
Oh, I'm picking Mountain Dew, but...
Well, I'm thinking, like when I was a kid or even in high school, I'd have picked, well, I was always drinking Sun Drops because that's the area I live in.
Right, yeah.
But Sunkist sounds good.
You know, every now and then a Sunkist does sound good, but I would probably go with Mountain Dew.
Yeah. And I always like Mountain Dews,
Oh,
too.
you know what? That's another thing about Honky Tonk National Golf. They have RC. They don't have Coke or Pepsi.
No, RC.
They got RC.
And Diet RC.
It's like,
and I
what?
was like, really?
Yeah, it's like, what?
And Tim goes, just give me a regular old RC. And then he goes, you want to try this, babe? This is good. I forgot how good they were.
Yeah, it's like you never hear about that.
Yeah.
All right, that's your 2 cents. We'll get to what y'all think here in just a little bit on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio with Jason and Sheila.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk, Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at the Livingston Central Park. The race is supporting Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's mission to build affordable homes and strengthen communities. So lace up and join the fun Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at Livingston Central Park for Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk. To register, visit uchabitat.org.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our clients said something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. Hey everyone, it's Magic Mike at Carlin Chevrolet, and love is in the air. We love our customers, and to prove it, we're saving you money. This month, we're selling almost every new vehicle at true factory invoice pricing. On top of that, you get the rebates. We'll give you top dollar for your trade, and if you're loyal to us, we'll be loyal to you. If you own a Chevrolet 2011 or newer, trade it or keep it, you get extra money off. Come down to the corner of Spring and Willow and feel the love of savings. See you soon.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Morning Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:21 now.
It's time for Your 2 Cents. It's brought to you by Freedom Pawn in Sparta. They're on Mayberry Street, and they got everything you need, from guns to ammo to guitars, golf clubs, everything you might want is Freedom Pawn. Stop there first. Really great store. You're a kid again, and you've got a quarter. What are you picking? Is it Diet Coke, Coke Classic, Mountain Dew, 7-Up, Pepsi, Sunkist, Dr. Pepper, or Diet Pepsi?
Sheila, are these, and this may be too many questions, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're wound up today.
I'm going to get specific.
Uh-huh.
So, are these in glass bottles, or are they cans, or are they plastic?
Way back when, it was glass bottles.
Yeah, with the styrofoam thing around
Looked
them.
like it was about 12 ounces.
That looks like in that era.
Yeah.
Where you'd have the glass with the styrofoam piece around and then a screw top lid. Remember those?
Boy, that was the day.
I love those. I don't know why they got rid of those.
And nothing tastes better than in a glass bottle. It preserves it better.
And you can make a poppy sound with that.
Yeah.
With that styrofoam. If you held it just right, you could get to hold air and go pop.
Yeah. Nice.
But so you think that they are glass bottles?
I do. I think it's 12-ounce glass bottles.
All right. Well, so it depends on what kind of candy bar I was going to eat with it.
Okay.
So if I was going to have like a payday, I'm for sure getting a Mountain Dew.
Okay.
If I'm getting a Snickers or a Zero bar, I'm for sure getting a Pepsi. It's like wine. You have to pair things.
You do.
Obviously.
Right. That's why you're good with pairing wines.
Right. I'm what do they call that? Soleil.
Yeah. It is. It's a Soleil, isn't it?
No, I don't think that's...
Mole? No.
Role pole? Soleil?
What is it? Sommelier.
Sommelier, that's it.
I knew we were dancing all around it. I knew I'd get it here in a few minutes.
I'm a sommelier.
Sommelier. Let's see. Now, I would have had a Sundrop. No diets yet.
Oh, but that's not on the list, Sheila.
I'm just telling y'all. But out of all this, probably a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, the go-to, I think, is the Mountain Dew.
I did like 7-Up a lot way back in the day, though.
That's just for when you're sick.
I liked it, though, because it always made me feel better.
7-Up and Sprite, that's your sick drink.
Well, Dale Welch says, Dr. Pepper, if I was a kid, older, in between, always been Dr. Pepper for
Hard
Dale.
to beat it. You're right, Dale, it's hard to beat a Dr. Pepper. Sometimes you just need the doctor.
And Carrie goes, "You need a tasty." It was a chocolate drink for me. I used to drink Yoo-Hoos like nobody's business.
I've got 6 Yoo-Hoos in my fridge right now.
You do?
I love
I haven't
a
had a
Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo in a long time.
I got them whenever Matthias was in town last.
Did he like them too?
Yeah, he seemed to.
Misty said Mountain Dew. So did Johnny. Norris said Dr. Pepper. First choice would really been a Sun Drop, but you didn't have it. Thank you, Norris. I totally feel you.
Maybe we need to do one with all the smaller soft drink labels like RC, Knee High, Sun Kiss. Also, you got Sun Kiss on
That
there.
on there, but Sun Drop.
Sun Drop. I'm sure there's some others. Jolt.
Yeah, Jolt.
Remember Jolt?
It didn't taste that great, really.
It didn't. It was not good, but you felt like you were doing something bad.
I felt like, hey,
You give me
having lots of caffeine.
you give me a Jolt and some candy cigarettes.
You thought you were bad, didn't you?
Might as well have called me James Dean.
Yeah, I bet.
Just having my Jolt and candy cigarette. How you doing?
How you doing? Dilcia says 7-Up. She liked that. You go, girl. And then Kevin and Sherry wrap it up with Pepsi. So what is the most popular on here?
There wasn't near enough Mountain Dews on there. I thought Mountain Dew would run away with it. Did they not?
Pretty even with Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, and then Pepsi. Yeah.
My goodness. That the front there of the picture that's on Facebook that Sheila used looks just like
It brings back old times.
it looks just like the front of the one they had at the Howard Johnson's pool back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, just like it.
Well, that brings back memories for you. That's where y'all went to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go swim at the Howard Johnsons.
Mm-hmm. Not a little bit nicer, wasn't it?
They had 2 pools back then.
Look at you.
An up pool and a down pool.
Which one did you like best?
Well, the up pool was the first one, and then the new one was down below. And so everybody kind of migrated down to there, all the younger people.
Yeah.
So
They wanted the new one.
yeah, I had to stay wherever my aunt was so she could keep an eye on me.
Which was probably hard.
No, I was a good boy.
You were?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If I wasn't, she wouldn't take me back to the pool.
So you knew to behave.
Right. I mean, she had no obligation. She's my aunt.
Gotcha.
You know, she could say no.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess anybody could, but it would have been real easy for her to go, to my mom, I'm not taking your crappy kid to the pool anymore.
But she didn't say that because you were good
I
at
was good.
mind your
I
manners.
did what she said.
Yeah.
When it was time to go, it was time to go.
See, you were pretty smart when you had to be.
Right. I wanted to go to the pool again. I still remember seeing Donna, my wife, at the pool there.
But that was when y'all were kids, right?
Right. I still remember seeing
You
her.
had a crush on her a long time.
Yeah.
You finally got Donna. You worked on her. Took a while.
Well, which reminds me, Valentine's Day is coming up this Friday.
Yeah.
Guys. And so I want to keep reminding you, I don't want any of y'all to get in trouble.
Like you've been before?
Right. I don't want anything bad to happen to you guys. So don't forget, it can be a small gesture.
It can.
It doesn't have.
Don't forget it.
It doesn't have to be grandiose, especially if you're a known forgetter. Then any little thing's going to be all right.
Tim's not a known forgetter. He's good on that.
I've gone above and beyond. Well, not above and beyond, but
Watch yourself.
I did remember this year, so that's good.
That's great. Our guest coming up, we've got
He did remember.
Hey, at least he remembered. We've got Dylan Dunn from Tennessee Central Rail Trail, and White County Mayor Denny Wayne Robinson's coming in at 7:30.
All right, coming up next is spoiler alert. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. We'll get you some Super Bowl facts. So if you fell asleep, you'll know everything, and people think that you're just really super smart about every little thing. That's what we do here. Good Morning Cookeville. I mean, come on. That's next. Stay with us. Jason and Sheila in the Willow Window Studio.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton has filed a bill that would cut state funds to local governments that pass measures violating state or federal law. Under the bill, local governments found to be breaking the law would have 30 days to reverse course to avoid losing all or a portion of state funding. The National Weather Service has confirmed at least 5 tornadoes tore through the volunteer state last week. 3 of those rated EF1 touched down in Jackson, Putnam, and Overton counties. An EF2 tornado struck Morgan County, killing a mother and daughter and injuring at least 3 others. Tennessee Tech has launched a new offering to connect students to Cookeville's downtown. It's called Weens Up Wednesdays, a weekly event that provides exclusive discounts and special deals at select businesses in the heart of Cookeville's West Side District. The university says free shuttle service will also be part of that deal, which is available to students with a valid student ID. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vincent with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Philadelphia Eagles won their second Super Bowl, beating the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 last night in New Orleans. The Eagles led by as many as 34 points, aided by 3 Patrick Mahomes turnovers and 6 sacks. Jalen Hurts threw 2 touchdowns and 221 yards and ran for another. Thomas Dietrich won the Waste Management Phoenix Open yesterday with a total score of 24 under par, beating the field by 7 shots. It's Dietrich's first win in 68 starts on the PGA Tour. Dallas Mavericks star center Anthony Davis will miss multiple weeks with an adductor strain in his debut with the Mavericks. Davis played 31 minutes on Saturday, scoring 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks before going down with a non-contact injury. Reports are that Davis could miss up to a month. The South Carolina women saw their 57-game win streak in the SEC come to an end on Sunday as they fell to Texas 66-62. The Gamecocks hadn't lost in league play since December of 2021. Join us tonight on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel as the Cookeville Cavaliers travel to Jamestown to take on the York Institute Dragons. Coverage gets started at 5:50 for the high school basketball game of the week. I'm Jacob Vincent, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Trump administration is planning another round of tariffs, 25% on imports of steel and aluminum. Bitcoin's price is higher, though under $98,000. Prices of other cryptocurrencies are mixed, with investors considering the impact of the latest tariff plans. Though Bitcoin dropped on news of other tariffs, the news might now be priced in. Some Walt Disney insiders are concerned the company has become addicted to price hikes at its parks and has reached the limits of what middle-class Americans can afford. The Wall Street Journal says discussions inside Disney focus on whether the company is alienating park goers. A 2-day Walt Disney World stay for a family can now top $4,000, including lodging. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Going to be a mostly sunny day. Temperatures warm, will be near 50, but overnight rain moves in, and a little bit of cooler air will fall back into the mid-30s. Mid-40s will be the high on Tuesday, and we'll keep rain in the picture all day and right into Wednesday and Wednesday night, with daytime highs in the 50s, overnight lows in the 30s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:35 now.
We're starting out a little chilly. We've got 31 right now. It may feel like 23 because it is going to be a little breezy out there. 49 will be our high for this afternoon. And cloudy conditions this morning, and then we might see partly cloudy, partly sunny skies, I should say, by the afternoon.
Well, that'll be good. Spoiler alert time. All right, let's see here. On the talk shows tonight, Will Ferrell's going to be on there on Stephen Colbert.
Will Ferrell got going on?
Not sure, and that seems like the only one of interest. The Voice is on NBC, and this is the new Voice. I think they're...
Let's see, Reba and Snoop Dogg are not going to be on it. It's Michael Bublé,
and
Adam Levine.
Lauren Elena. Is that her name? The new country girl? Kelsey Ballerini. I get them all confused. You're right. It's Kelsey Ballerini.
And we got one more, don't we? Can't think.
Is Gwen Stefani not still on it?
Well, they kind of switch seasons, you know.
Yeah.
Different people.
I don't know. But anyway, it's on. Extracted. That's on Fox. That's a series premiere. Calipari, Razor's Edge. That's on Vice, a series premiere. I don't know if that's about the coach or some other person named Calipari. On streaming, Surviving Black Hawk Down. That's on Netflix. And For Life is on Acorn TV. I did see that new season of Reacher is coming out.
Is it good? Or?
I don't know.
You said it's coming out.
Coming out. I think they said the 20th, so
okay.
Still a few more days, but what a good show Reacher is.
I don't think we've seen it yet, so we need to watch it.
Oh, yeah, I think you and Tim would like it. Good action, good little story, not a lot of cussing, stuff like that. Denzel Washington says he's been around too long to care about not being nominated for an Oscar this year. He's in Gladiator 2. He told the New York Times, I've got, I don't want to say other fish to fry, but there's a reality at this age. The beginning of wisdom is understanding. I'm getting wiser, working on talking less and learning to understand more, and that's exciting.
I love Denzel.
Who doesn't?
I mean, he's always seemed like a good guy, but hasn't he matured into a nice fella?
Oh, yeah.
Just seems like smart about life.
A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan biopic, won Best Picture, Best Movie for Grown-Ups, and Best Time Capsule at the AARP Movies for Grown-Ups Awards.
Movies for Grown-Ups.
Did you get to vote in that this year, Sheila?
I didn't, but I can take some movies for grown-ups.
I thought you were AARP.
Well, I am old enough for it. Thanks for pointing that out, Jason. So are you.
They did that at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Beverly Hills.
Oh.
The Wilshire. The awards are going to air on Great Performances on PBS on its website and app on February the 23rd at 6.
I'll be sure to catch the AARP.
And I'm sure WCTE will have that if it's on PBS.
Yeah.
They have all the other stuff, so I'm sure they will. Taylor Swift wasn't the only name at the Super Bowl. She got booed.
And what was funny is that I saw on Instagram where she cut her eyes around like, you booing me? Like it bothers me. It was kind of funny.
I don't think she let it bother her.
No, she didn't. That's why it was funny, because she kind of cut her eyes around like, whatever.
When you got that much money in the bank, you can.
She looked like, boo away, whatever.
Bradley Cooper and comedian Kevin Hart, they came out to support the Eagles. Paul Rudd, he grew up in Kansas City, and he was dressed in his Chiefs red. Let's see here. Lionel Messi, Adam Sandler was there, Kevin Costner, Pete Davidson, and actor Macaulay Culkin and his wife Brenda Song. I didn't know he married Brenda Song.
Yeah, they've been married quite a while.
She was in that Disney show that I can't remember right now. But the biggest name in the stands was Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, when they just showed him for a second, crowd erupted.
They went wild.
And then during the national anthem, they showed him and he was saluting and the crowd erupted. It was, Donald Trump's the biggest name in the House.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
President. that
right.
does it.
Right. But I mean, it was like a full-fledged.
People seem to like that he was there.
I can't believe that was the first time a sitting U.S. president had ever been to the Super Bowl.
For real?
Yeah.
I did not realize that either.
Yeah. Very first time a sitting president has gone to the Super Bowl.
Is it, you think, because of security reasons, or?
Listen, if anybody's not going to go because of security reasons, it'd be Donald Trump.
Right. I mean, he's had so many threats on him.
Right. I mean,
but
come on.
I thought it was cool that he was there, but I didn't realize he'd been the first
time ever
president to be there.
Isn't that nuts? So, but anyway,
I'd be taking advantage of all the big things I wanted to go to if I was president, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'd like to go to the Super Bowl.
And they're like, well, we'll make it happen.
You're right, because you're the president.
President Grider.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I figured you would.
Sounds great. Now, I'd love to tell you about the commercials, but there were so many people last night.
It was hard to kind of hear, and the TV was up, but
but there's just so many people at the
Honky Tonk
National Golf Club.
Y'all, I have to admit, I always want to call it Honky Tonk Bar Association from that Garth Brooks song. That's why I have to pause and go Honky Tonk National.
There's so many people, talking and chatting and all that stuff.
It was
and
a
having
great crowd. It wasn't an out of hand crowd. It was like just nice people just getting together to watch a game, and that's kind of what the atmosphere was. Fantastic.
It really was, and you could tell that some of the commercials were really. I can't wait to watch them today.
Yeah.
Now I did go back and watch the Taco Bell one because there was people from around here in it.
Right, and I did too.
I wanted to see who all was in that deal, but
I couldn't make out the Matthew McConaughey one, but from looking at it, it was hilarious. Where he was Coach Mike Ditka, and then it really looked like a great commercial.
Yeah, when he was Peyton, it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
I was like, "There's old Peyton." Well, that's not Peyton. What
That's
was
old Matthew McConaughey?
What was really funny? There was obviously some stuff like the Martha Stewart commercial in the Skechers where she was dancing and.
Oh yes,
doing
that
all
was a
that
good
stuff.
one too.
I heard somebody, a much older gentleman, sitting close, and he says, "Do you think that's AI?" And I was like, "Yes."
I mean her feet were so fast that even a 20-year-old couldn't do it.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
AI.
Yes. Yeah.
That is not good eye there, bro.
Was he trying to be funny though?
No. He was wondering. He said, "I bet that's AI." I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, it is.
I bet.
I can tell you without even checking the facts.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, buddy, I'm 100% sure that that's AI.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I did think the Budweiser commercial with the horse.
Yes.
Gets the keg to where it needs to go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that stood out to me too.
But then again, I can't say that I saw them all.
Yeah.
That was just the one.
Well, we were all talking and having fun too.
That's right. That's what happens when you're having fun, Sheila.
Yeah. You'll miss something.
Yeah. If you went to the movies this weekend, maybe you didn't care a bit about the Super Bowl. Dog Man came in at number 1 with $13.7 million. Heart Eyes, $8.5 million. Never heard of that. Love Hurts at $5.8 million. Not the Nazareth song. This is a whole new movie about it. Mufasa the Lion King still hanging in the top 5 at number 4, bringing in $3.9 million. And Companion, which I also haven't heard of, is at $3 million. Dogman is animated, so I guess it's a kids deal.
Maybe.
I don't know. So there's the top box office movies.
Which we saw a commercial for How to Train Your Dragon, and we were like, wasn't that already a movie?
Well, it was, but it was animated.
Yeah. And now this one's not supposed to be animated?
This one's live action. And by the way,
it was a good movie, though.
Those dragons, AI.
You think?
Yeah, just letting the old man behind me know.
All right.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Windows studio. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service. Also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com. And we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
The next Half Price Upper Cumberland starts this Friday at 9. Get half off CG's Boutique, $25 gift card for half price. CG's Boutique, stay in style. 29 East 1st Street in Cookeville, behind Exceptional Bean. For more information about Half Price Upper Cumberland, visit our website. It's Half Price Upper Cumberland.
Hey Golden Eagle fans, it's your head women's basketball coach, Kim Roseman. Join us for an action-packed night at the Hooper Ebelin Center, Thursday, February 20th versus UT Martin at 5:30 p.m. with Coach Pelfrey and our men's team to follow. Come watch us battle it out on the court and help us secure another home win. Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Get your tickets today at ttusports.com or call the ticket office at 931-372-3940. Let's pack the hoop and make this season unforgettable. Wings up.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Welcome back to Smooth 92.2. I'm Dr. Love, and I want to hear the secret to your romantic success. We've got Brian on the line. Bright guy, what'd you do?
Well, I wanted to spice things up, so I surprised my wife with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery.
Ooh, and did those work, Brian?
You know they did, Dr. Love.
It doesn't take a relationship expert to know you can't go wrong with February instant games. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Jason and Sheila.
Good morning, Cookeville.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:49.
We're excited about our guest this morning. Dylan Dunn will be in a little after 7. He's with the Tennessee Rail Trail. And then White County Mayor Denny Wayne Robinson will be in. First time for us to talk to Denny Wayne.
How about that?
It was so funny when I said, hey, do you mind coming in on Monday? He goes, the day after the Super Bowl and real early? He goes, yeah, I'll come in. And I said, we really appreciate you. So he's
That's
probably going to
funny.
give us grief about that.
That's fine. I don't blame him.
He's so fun.
Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it the real good. When the Super Bowl was over last night, confetti fell onto the field of the Superdome there in New Orleans, and the winning players are already wearing the Super Bowl champions hats and T-shirts. They were able to wear this merchandise because Super Bowl champions hats and tees were printed up for both teams beforehand. So there's lots of Chiefs champion gear that isn't for sale. But now that we have a winner, all the merchandise of the losing team doesn't have a lot of value. But it can still be put to good use in places around the world that don't care about football like we do. This year, thanks to a charity called Good 360, the products will be shipped to Eastern Europe. Good 360 will deliver the stuff to Ukraine, Poland, and some other countries, and make sure it gets to the people who can use it.
I think that's great.
They're also major collector items, so I know a lot of people would like to get their hands on that to be, collector items as well.
Sometimes the wrong printed stuff is more expensive than the other, than the true stuff.
Right. So if those people in Ukraine are smart, they'll sell it on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Or wear it because they need it. In Bucks County, Pennsylvania, an 85-year-old has had big impact on his neighbors by inviting them to a celebration of winter party he's hosting. He wrote invitations to his party by hand and delivered each one personally to his neighbors. According to the invitation, the party starts at 4 and will last until the cops arrive. The host is providing food and drink. Guests only need to bring a smile. Doug and his celebration of winter party didn't just cause a fun stir in his neighborhood. Instead, the news of the party spread on social media because of one of his neighbors, Michelle. Captured the sweet moment of Doug delivering the invitation on her Ring camera and shared it online. The video went viral, and thousands of people offering to send food and decorations to the party. It seems the simple gesture that Doug was like, hey, I'm just going to have a party just because I made up a thing. Made it up.
Made it up, but it's going to be fun.
Come party with us.
Yeah.
He's just trying to bring his community together in a special way. And even inspired people across the country to want to be a part of that community. So I guess other people decided to do a party too. Back in the day, it was always fun to go to like a block party. I lived on a pretty fun cul-de-sac for a little bit when I lived in Atlanta, and we were the fun cul-de-sac.
Of course, it sounds like you were the fun one.
You were the fun one. All right, Sheila, round one of Ask Sheila. A clean slate.
I need that today.
Much like a new season, you may have Patrick Mahomes did a few times in the past, but you can always come back. This is a whole new season.
I'm hoping I can come back.
Boy, Patrick Mahomes, worst game he's ever had.
Boy, he looked kind of sad, didn't he?
Yeah, can you believe that?
Oh, it was kind of shocking.
All right, Sheila, question number one of Ask Sheila, round one for this week. About 300,000 Americans do this as part of their workday. What is it?
Exercise.
Kinda.
Kinda. So not the right answer.
No, but kinda like exercise.
Part of their work day. They walk during their lunch.
No, it's not it either. Commute by bicycle.
Oh, bike to work.
Yeah. I mean, you were dancing all around it.
All around it.
That's pretty good though, Sheila.
Thanks. At least I had some good answers, just not the right one.
Those are great answers. All right. Once we do this at work, 48% of us will never do it again. What is it? Once we do this at work, 48% of us will never do it again.
Conduct a meeting, like us stand up and speak in front of everybody?
No. Something much more, something you do your first 2 days of work. Like you start somewhere, you're getting everything ready, start work, and you do this, and then you never do it again.
Oh, like set up your phone and stuff.
I'll give it to you. Set up your voicemail greeting.
Yeah, because you never really check it anymore after that, do you?
No, I forget that it exists. I forget my voicemail exists.
Did I record something? Yeah. I've got mine on there. Yeah. Because
Are you
it's been
sure?
so long.
Are you sure?
Because I switched phones.
I don't know if I ever did.
What I mean by the switch phones, yeah, I've like kept the old one that had my voicemail on it.
Well, your voicemail's not on the phone.
Yeah, it is.
No. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. You record a greeting.
No, but when people leave you a voicemail, that's not stored on your phone, and your greeting's not stored on your phone either.
Who are you talking about?
Whoa, right?
He's trying to confuse me. It's too early for this. See, you try to work on me before I get all the questions.
I'm just telling you the truth, Sheila.
Where's it stored at?
Oh, the phone cloud.
Oh, my gosh. The phone has a cloud, too?
The phone's got a cloud.
That's a landline phone. It's not like a cell phone.
Right, but you can still,
They got clouds everywhere.
Right. It's all internet phone.
You're going to tell me that how I remember things is through a cloud now, right?
Everything that you think is in the cloud now.
It ain't too big.
Oh, you got a tiny little cloud.
A tiny little cloud.
All right, last question, Sheila.
Okay.
According to a recent survey of office workers, 48% said this is the most inconsiderate thing you could do at work. What is it?
Drink all the coffee.
Got it, Sheila.
Oh, my gosh. I was just being silly.
Nailed it.
I was being just silly on that. But, like, if you're the last one to drink all the coffee and it's not there, we don't like you.
Yeah. Well, here's something else I don't like is that if it's close to the end of the day.
Yeah. And you leave the pot on and it burns. And then the morning crew have to clean that up.
I got to be the one to clean that up. Walking in, smells like popcorn.
No, it smells like, it kind of smells skunky.
Yeah, like burnt popcorn.
Burnt skunks.
Well, you're big on the skunks today.
Uh-huh.
Ever since you found out it was their mating season, you've been all about them. That's weird.
I don't want a skunk.
Last week you said you wanted a pet skunk.
Did I say I wanted a pet?
Yes, last week.
No, I said I knew somebody that had a pet skunk and they had the stinker removed.
Right. You said you wanted one. That would be fun to have.
I don't know if I said that.
You did.
I think they might be sweet.
You said it. Remember
There ain't no telling. There's a lot of animals I would like to have.
And you said, aren't they just like a cat? You said that.
I don't remember half the stuff I say. Anyway, got 2 today, right?
Yeah, I got 2. That's a big start. I'm real proud of you, Sheila. Coming up, we have the from the Tennessee Central Rail Trail. Dylan Dunn will be in here in just a little bit, so we'll talk to Dylan about how the rail trail is progressing, where it's at, any kind of fundraiser that they have, any kind of...
Got skunks on the trail.
Well, they do. I imagine that they need volunteers. So we'll find out where they're at. It's been a while since we talked to them. Also from White County, the White County Mayor, Denny Wayne Robinson. And for some reason, anytime I hear that name, I always think of Boston Legal. Denny Wayne. Don't you remember that? William Shatner plays Denny Wayne. So Denny Wayne Robinson will be here. That's a little after 7:30. There's plenty going on in White County to talk to you about. Stick with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400. WHUB Cookeville.
The champs have been dethroned. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's a celebration in Philadelphia after the Eagles beat the Chiefs, spoiling Kansas City's bid to win a record 3 straight Super Bowls.
You started in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and you ended up at Super Bowl champions. Take the Vince Lombardi home to Philadelphia.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell handing out the trophy on Fox.
Hurts lets it go, complete A.J. Brown. He's in! Touchdown, Eagles!
Philadelphia built a 24-0 halftime lead and beat Kansas City 40-22. Quarterback Jalen Hurts, who threw 2 TD passes and ran for a score, named Super Bowl MVP. President Trump was there in New Orleans, and before the game, he celebrated what he called Gulf of America Day while flying over what was the Gulf of Mexico that he renamed in an executive order. The president also reiterated to reporters on Air Force One his plan for the U.S. to own and rebuild Gaza, which many other world leaders oppose. And the president said he'll announce today 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. And President Trump talked to Fox's Brett Baer, saying he trusts Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency's push to cut wasteful federal spending.
Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing.
And the president says he wants Musk to find fraud and overspending in the military. And Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
A federal judge in Massachusetts is set to hear arguments this afternoon regarding the Trump administration's buyout of federal workers. The February 6th deadline was paused last week, giving workers more time to mull the offer to leave their jobs with pay until September 30th.
Another judge has temporarily blocked 3 illegal immigrants being deported from being sent to join others housed at the U.S. Guantanamo Detention Center.
Criticism is starting to emerge, primarily from the American Civil Liberties Union, which is questioning the living conditions there and whether the migrants will have access to legal representation.
And C.B. Cotton, America's listening to Fox News.
Quiet down, here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Since 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been supporting America's greatest heroes and their families. Heroes who protect our communities and our country. Heroes like firefighter James Allen Dickman. While responding to an apartment fire, James perished in the blazing inferno. The cause of the fire was arson. Tunnel to Towers gave the Dickman family the gift of a mortgage-free home. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. Your gift will be a true life changer for families just like the Dickmans. Thank you.
Now back to President Trump. His plans for tariffs on steel and aluminum imports will affect Canada, which could lead to retaliation. And the president says he expects consumer prices and inflation to get worse before getting better as the conflict with Canada might grow.
President Trump has floated Canada becoming America's 51st state, and his reason is primarily economic. He told Fox's Brett Baer he doesn't want to continue losing hundreds of millions of dollars across the northern border.
Too much. Why are we paying $200 billion a year, essentially in subsidy to Canada? Now, if they're a 51st state, I don't mind doing it.
The president's desire to admit Canada into the Union has drawn negative reaction from Canadians, who have shown it by booing the U.S. national anthem at pro basketball and hockey games. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
More than a month after some unionized workers walked off their jobs at Amazon warehouses in a short strike that Amazon says was staged by third-party employees who don't actually work for the company directly. Some Amazon workers in North Carolina are considering joining a union.
The National Labor Relations Board gave the Carolina Amazonians United for Solidarity and Empowerment, or CAUSE, approval last month to hold a union election for the roughly 5,000 workers there at the 2 million square foot distribution warehouse. If they go for it, it would make Amazon Center in Garner, near Raleigh, the first Amazon facility like this to unionize in the South, the second in the country. Some workers complain they're treated poorly, not given enough breaks or enough pay. Salaries start at $18 per hour and can go up to $29 an hour, though the union argues most are not paid at that higher level. An Amazon spokesperson said they offer safety, competitive pay, matching 401ks, healthcare benefits, and more. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could rise to start the week. Dow futures are up 170 points, coming off of a big sell-off on Friday. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton has filed legislation that would cut state funding to local governments that pass measures violating state laws. Under the bill, local governments found to be breaking the law would have 30 days to reverse course to avoid losing all or a portion of state funding. Cookeville City Council has rejected a $974,600 bid for the second phase of the Spring Street Sidewalk project after it came in over budget. Council has voted to rebid the project, which will extend from Raider Drive to Morningside Assisted Living. The National Weather Service has confirmed at least 5 tornadoes tore through the Volunteer State last week. 3 of those rated EF1 touched down in Jackson, Putnam, and Overton counties. An EF2 tornado struck Morgan County, killing a mother and daughter. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06.
And our guest is Dylan Dunn. He is with Friends of Scotts Gulf Wilderness Park, and he's in here to talk about that. Now, it used to have another name.
Yeah, we used to be the Friends of Virgin Falls State Natural Area, but just in the past few years, we got our designation to move up into an official state park of Tennessee.
That's awesome.
Official state park.
Yeah, we're going to be one of the newest state parks in the state, just south of here in White County. It should be dedicated this spring.
Oh, really?
So what kind of changes and how do you have to like put in for that and kind of have signatures for it? How does that work?
So the application for it started probably around 20 years ago, before I was ever born or into the picture. And the group just like advocated, talked to local representatives and everything, and they were kind of like, this would be a beautiful area if we could make it a state park, and that's what they pushed for about 20 years. And so we went from about a 900-acre state natural area to the new 10,000-acre state park. So a lot of growing pains are going to be happening.
Now, is this part of what Bridgestone has been a part of too?
Yeah, so part of us, we were carved from Bridgestone Centennial Wilderness area. So they did like TDEC and TWRA did a big land swap where they got like 9,000 acres of TDEC land and we got 10,000 acres of Scotts Gulf.
Yeah. Well, I'd read about what Bridgestone was doing, and it seemed like a really good thing that they were doing. It was cool that could be part of that. So the state park is 9,000 acres.
Yeah, just over 9,000 acres. So it's a
gosh, yeah. So what all does this state park offer, or are you still building things?
We are still building. We don't even have a visitor center yet, and I mean, we don't even have the boundary lines set yet. Like it is, we are brand new.
It's that new.
It is that new.
Even though everybody's been working on trying to get it a state park for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I knew that something like that didn't just happen overnight. There's a lot of folks that have to get together and really make a push for it.
Absolutely. It takes a big community to finally get something like going through. So yeah, a couple of years ago, it finally got dedicated and everything. So we're officially the park, but nothing has been like drawn out and set in stone 100% yet.
So what made them go from calling it Virgin Falls, which there's still the Virgin Falls there, to Scotts Gulf Wilderness Park?
So like the entire area itself has been known as Scotts Gulf for, I think as long as anyone can remember. And the idea was that Virgin Falls is just kind of like one little waterfall in this 10,000 acre park. So to like truly encapsulate the whole area, why not call it Scotts Gulf Wilderness instead of just Virgin Falls? So people know that there's more to go see and more to do other than a 9-mile hike to a waterfall.
And that's kind of why you're here, kind of marketing, like, okay, it's going to become a state park. This is what we're calling it and why we're calling it this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is so special about that part of White County?
It is, if you look at a map of White County, there's Burgess Falls up north and then there's Rock Island down south. And we're kind of like just this big emptiness area of just true wilderness area in the southeastern side of White County. So it's neat to actually get able to preserve it and protect it for years to come and to be able to have it out there for the public to come visit and to see and just be able to truly experience. And one of the neatest things is we're applying to be one of the dark sky viewing areas is like from one point up on top of near the parking lot, there's like not a street light or any kind of artificial light for miles around. So that's in the works.
I was about to ask that and touch on that because it's hard. It's getting harder and harder to find places like that.
Yeah, so absolutely. Plus all the multi-thousand acres that come with Bridgestone, there will be like, it's a true wilderness area. There's nothing really around you.
I think the only thing around here that is Big South Fork. Don't they have that?
Yeah, and up at Pickett State Park, they have a dark sky.
Pickett State Park, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so we'll be like the first truly in like this area in Middle Tennessee.
And that is cool. And so you said you haven't made any plans yet, or that plans aren't set in stone. So obviously there'll be a visitor center. But are there plans for like, I know some of the other state parks have cabins or, some other recreational type stuff. Is that in the plans for here or no?
Actually, no. Since our name is Scotts Gulf Wilderness, the whole idea behind our park is to keep it a true wilderness area. Because if you want a resort park, you can go to Fall Creek Falls, and they have all the big RVs and everything. But ours is just pristine, untouched. There'll be a multitude more of trails and back country camping areas where you can take your tent and pitch. But other than that, the park itself will not really have that much foundational stuff in it other than like a visitor center and then just camping sites, which in all those will be out in the woods somewhere scattered about.
So that's kind of something different that it's going to offer too. It is true wilderness. People can set up their tents possibly and go and do that. And really live out in nature.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's cool, man. And I bet you'll have a lot of visitors from Fall Creek Falls.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because they'll want to come and see what that is too. I mean, sure they might want to swim in the pool, play around the golf, and then because that's a short distance to come see you guys. Really,
it's not that far. I think I've driven it before, and it's only about a 45 minute drive from the park office down in Dog Cove. So it's not terrible. It's definitely like a nice little day trip if you're camping up there.
Sure,
to come down and visit us.
Well, that'd be great. When you're talking about all the stuff, building the trails, and it sounds like, well, that'll be a cheaper thing to do because you're not building all this stuff. True. But that still costs a lot of money to cut trails and have all the things that you need to put in places where people can put a tent in. It's not like you're just like, good luck.
Right.
So are there fundraising efforts for this, or does most of the money now come from the state since you're a state park?
We did. So when we first got established, we got like a big multi-million-dollar like allocation for fees to help build like infrastructure and stuff like that. But most of that's going to go to like either the visitor center or there's an idea to pave Scotts Gulf Road all the way out to Welch's Point. So if people don't want to hike the 9-mile trail into Virgin, you can still just drive out to Welch's Point and be able to have like the fantastic views and everything without having to like kill yourself.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that 9-mile hike would have kept me from ever seeing that.
So yeah, and also like, at various places around the park, we have like these big steel canisters that have like a little spiel about the Friends group and where you can donate money to. And we're working on getting a Venmo set up, but we had to go through the name change and that took like IRS approval and all that. So we're still working on our Venmo and our website.
So, it's it's got that new state's park smell.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It really does. So, so can you tell us, I noticed you got kind of some talking points there. What are some of the things we can expect moving forward in 2025 and beyond.
So one thing that the Friends Group and the park host together, it's called the Sparta Speaker Series. So if people don't want to drive all the way out and experience Scotts Gulf, the first and third Thursday nights at 7 o'clock at the White County Courthouse, we host professionals and just from around the area, like folk tellers, to come in and share their history and their knowledge of the area. Like we just had one this past Thursday on February 6th about cave photography by Bob Biddix, who came in. He gave like about an hour-long presentation about the types of cameras he would use because, we're like the biggest karst area of Tennessee. And so he came in and talked about that. And it's just a great opportunity for people to come together and actually get to like learn about the area who have never like been out in it or been in those situations to go crawling through a cave. And
so is there a lot of caves at the Wilderness Park?
I think there's quite a few there. I know the biggest one that is open for tours is Lost Creek Cave. It was also known, I think, as White's Cave back in the day, but it's open for tours through the park throughout the summer. When bats come back out of hibernation, you can book through the park and they'll provide you helmets and lights and take you on like a true cave tour. Like it's not like Mammoth Cave. There's no paved hiking trail through the cave. You're crawling on rocks and stumbling around. It's great.
He said it's great.
But bats.
Just a few up in the corners.
He's got a little thing against bats.
Oh, I love them.
Not that he knows that they kill lots of
I know that
mosquitoes.
I know that they have their benefits.
Right.
A lot of things have benefits, but sometimes you just rather them do that
away from you
somewhere else. I mean, they're flying rats.
You can make that argument. I took a mammalogy class that argues otherwise, but that was one of his big talking points, but he was a bat specialist.
He thinks he had a bat chasing him, and I said they were just trying to check you out.
They were just being friendly.
Well, so we had growing up, we had a cave. It was on the other side of the road, and then our barn was on this side of the road. Sometimes those bats would get into the barn.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing anything kind of dusky, well, they wanted to know about what you were doing, and I didn't like that.
You just prefer they keep their distance.
I just prefer
I had the same, like they would get in our barn too, but I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. What are they doing? Of course.
No, they're gonna.
They kill mosquitoes, and I hate mosquitoes.
They're gonna suck my blood. Is what's gonna happen. I'm telling you that right now. We're talking to Dylan Dunn, Friends of Scotts Gulf State Park. Did I get it right?
Got it right.
More with Dylan on the way. So hang out with us here on Good Morning Cookeville. We'll be right back.
Disease, sickness, and injury are burdens for anyone, but especially when you have no one to help you. Be a blessing to a neighbor who is alone in the hospital and facing a health emergency. Learn more at CookevilleRegionalCharity.org.
Every day in Tennessee brings something new. Some moments we plan for, like getting the key to your new home. Others catch us by surprise, like a rainy day fender bender. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance is there to make sure the important things, like auto, home, life, and small business, are well protected. So, no matter what life brings, peace of mind will always be part of the plan. Visit FBITN.com to find the right coverage for your auto, home, life, or business. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Tennessee Insurance for Tennessee Life.
Sean Hannity here with some important advice. There's only one real estate agent I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Heather Skender Newton with Skender Newton Realty. She services the entire Cookeville area. Just Google Skender Newton Realty.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay, get your GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you on 1077 and 1400 The Hub. Also, our Hub Plus Roku app, YouTube, Facebook, Channel 192 on Twin Lakes and on Charter Spectrum. It's 7:20 now.
And we have Dylan Dunn joining us, friends of Scotts Gulf Wilderness Park. And we're talking to him. You said there were lots of caves in the area at the Wilderness Park. When can folks come and see those?
So officially on, I think in March is when caving season opens back up. And you have to get a permit because it's on state land. But, a lot of times the state park will offer guided tours, so a ranger will take you through the cave itself and tell you all the history, kind of the stuff that's happened in there, point out some amazing formations, and you go to the back of the cave, and there's a beautiful waterfall in the cave that you can tour and just completely pop back out, and just an absolute wild experience.
Isn't there sometimes
Wait,
when
so you can enter the cave on one side and come out on another? Is that what you're saying?
You can if you know where you're going.
It's more of a tunnel than a cave?
There's a place you can pop out like that, but for the most part, it's in the main entrance and right back out the main entrance, unless you want to do some belly crawling.
But there are some times when caves in our area are closed because of the
bat hibernation and white nose syndrome over the winter. So I think it's
white nose syndrome. What's that?
It's a fungus that's been introduced from Europe that is pretty much,
of course,
wiping out our native bat populations. So
and Tennessee Tech's been studying that for years.
Absolutely, a lot of professors around here. Because, we are like the cave area of Tennessee, like all along the Highland and the Rim has got the biggest number of caves. And that's what, a fungus likes is like a good wet environment to sit there and thrive. And then it gets on a bat and they pass it around to each other. And the biggest thing was I thought it was just like catching a cold. They catch it and then they die. But it's when a bat goes into hibernation, if they have white nose, it makes them itchy. So they'll wake up and they'll expend that energy trying to scratch their nose and everything because it shows up as a little white patch on their nose. So they'll scratch it and then they expend all their fat reserves and they can't make it till the spring. So then they just pretty much starve to death in a cave and die.
So they slowly die.
Yeah,
which is even worse.
I don't like bats, but I don't want that to happen to them.
I did not. I had always been hearing about white nose syndrome, but I didn't know that it caused that much problems for them.
Oh yeah, it's wiped out. I think little brown bats, the initial population estimate from back in the day when it first got introduced, I think we've lost about 95% of the population.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why a lot of funding now is going to let's close caves in the winter, let's let the bats be, let's do our due diligence and stay outside and let them sleep, and let's not spread this from cave to cave.
So is the population rising again, or are they endangered?
I know little browns have not been listed yet under the Endangered Species Act, but they're up for listing. They've got to go through a big review process, and then from there they'll go on to see if they need to be. There are, the Indiana bat, it is endangered, and their population has not rebounded from it. But
I did not know it was that. 95% we've lost?
That was one estimate I read, so that could vary from here to here, but that was one estimate that we've lost a lot of our native bat species.
That's amazing to me. I didn't know that was, I knew they were studying it, and I guess that's why, because they're trying to find out.
Have they made any headway on it?
I think the biggest thing I know was just pretty much just staying out of it and leaving the bats be, because gray bats, they became endangered, but they're not susceptible to white nose. So their biggest thing was like, if you went into the cave while they were hibernating, they would wake up and it would just cause them to lose all their energy reserves. But by staying out, like their population has rebounded 200% by us just leaving them alone.
I'm glad I've done my part of just leaving them
You're
alone.
just there while you leave them alone.
I've had no impact on the bat population.
Nice.
I want those little brown bats to come
I
back.
have swung a broom at a few that have gotten in the house. But other than
in
that,
the house? Yeah, I don't like them in the house.
Yeah, we used to get them in the house too. It was always a pain in the butt to get because you'd think a bat would be easier than a bird.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. Bats are way more shifty.
They've got that echolocation. They know how to fly.
Yeah. They're flying with radar.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. They got GPS.
I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. So with caves, and then you were saying something about wild pigs too. What does that have to do with the
wilderness
park?
area?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch in there.
Oh, yeah. So, wild hogs got introduced like eons ago, and they've kind of just taken over and went rampant. And they're terrible for the forest floor because they'll go through and just tear everything up, rip up roots. Don't really give a chance for new growth to spring up. So it's big for TWRA to work with state parks and us to be able to come in there and actually like eradicate the hogs and be able to get them out of the area.
You don't want any of them.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just pretty much, just full on eradicate them.
No.
No.
I take up for the bats. I do not take up for the hogs.
Well,
absolutely.
I don't. I guess I thought maybe the hogs coming through there and doing a little tilling, so to speak,
if they only did tilling, it wouldn't be so bad.
Would be good.
Yeah, like normal turkey scratching's great. Kind of aerates the soul a little bit. They'll come through and tear up Jack, and then you have nothing.
But I mean, they take it down. I mean, it looks like you've landed on the moon.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, where they've been, if they've been in a area for a long time, and they've been there because there's nothing left.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like I said, next Thursday on February 20th, we're having Jack Ingle from the USDS wildlife specialist come out to the Sparta Speaker Series and talk about controlling wild hogs and other pests at the White County Courthouse at 7:00. So if you're interested in learning more, come join us then.
I was we're talking during the break, and it was a couple of years ago. This helicopter kept flying over my house, and it was pretty low, and you could see a guy with a gun sticking out.
Like, what's going on?
Are we having a Red Dawn moment?
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. And so anyway, I called around to a few places and was like, hey, what's this helicopter guy doing with the gun and all that, and found out that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were hunting wild hogs because the population has gotten to be so much. I mean, it's tearing up everybody's gardens and if they get in a fight with your dogs or something, they have some sort of bacteria and eat your dog's skin away.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, they're not good.
All around nasty animal.
Yeah.
So
unless they're babies, then they're delicious.
That is true.
I thought they were native, and you said they were introduced.
Yeah, our wild hogs in our area, they're called Suscrofa. They're from it's a European wild hog.
So I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's.
So
we've man has destroyed the area.
Well, I mean, when you really look at it, all the bad stuff that's here, it's come from another place. Kudzu.
Yep.
The white stuff on the bat note.
Mm-hmm.
These hogs. That fish that's tried to take over all the creeks.
Oh yeah, all the Asian carp.
I mean,
of course he knows.
You really start looking at it, and all this stuff has been brought here, and I think with good intentions.
Yeah.
I know kudzu was brought here because they thought cows would eat it.
Yeah, good erosion control too for bank stabilization.
And come to find out, cows didn't like it. I guess it is good for bank stabilization, though.
It'll hold the bank steady, and then it'll eat everything else around it.
Right. So I mean, it's just I don't know why we just couldn't leave well enough alone.
I know we have pretty much always there's always a native equivalent that we can always plant that will help bring back the area. And that's part of the Friends group to get out with the state park is to really advocate for our natural resources and what we can do to prevent, kudzu from taking over our yards, or privet. That's another invasive.
Oh, privet, golly, yeah.
Or the wild hogs, or, just a little bit of everything, and just really advocate and, invite people to come join us at the speaker series to learn what they can do for the environment.
I know the state also, they always do a plant sale of all their natives and things like that. When when you go through the wilderness, when you go through the trails, I imagine there's a lot of plants in there that are, Tennessee plants. Will you have somebody there with the park rangers? Will they be able to identify those? Because I always think that's neat. If they're from here, then I want them to be like the Mac Daddy. We need to get rid of all this other stuff, that's here. But will you have those park rangers be able to identify that? I know park rangers are awesome and normally can, but
Yeah, absolutely. Our park manager, Stuart Carroll, I've went on a couple wildflower hikes with him, and he'll take you out into the woods. I mean, you'll look at the smallest little thing, and it's like, oh, it's just a small leaf. And he's like, that's such and such. It's only pollinated by this special beetle. It's only like unique to our area. It's really cool. He's very thorough, and they offer that all throughout spring once the flowers really start coming up, and also in like later in the summer too, when a lot of our orchids start blooming out. It's absolutely nice to go up through there, especially with him. He's a wealth of knowledge.
Well, it's like if people don't talk to the park rangers, I mean, they are a wealth of knowledge, and it's so different to go on a walk with them than just a regular walk, because I would not notice half of the things that they show you.
Absolutely. Now, tell me this, and maybe you're not planning on this, but if you're not, I think you should. Mushrooming is such a big thing right now that people like to go find the wild mushrooms and eat them, or whatever, dryland fish, all that. Have you thought about having because I'm at 9,000 acres, I'm sure there's some cool mushrooms to be found.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can go out there and look at them, but since we are a state park, all natural features are protected under state law.
Oh, so we can't eat them?
Can't touch them. Leave them in their natural state for the natural wildlife.
There you go.
Well, I was wondering if I know you don't usually have hunters on wilderness, but what about for the hogs?
I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work. Since it was Bridgestone beforehand, I think even though now we are a state park, I think they are still allowing like hunting in the gorge. Definitely
because they're not a natural source.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's like I still think to hunt on state park lands, like maybe you need a license or some clarification before you just go accidentally.
I didn't know how you were going to handle it.
I
mean, how do you eradicate those hogs from that area?
A lot of times they'll set up like this giant corral-looking trap, and they'll bait it with a bunch of corn to get the hogs to come in there, and then they'll trap them.
It's real cool. Or it'll be a big circle.
Yeah.
And so they'll be able to enter. They'll push in through this tight gate. And then once they push their way in to get this corn, they can't open the gate. So then you end up with this corral of wild hogs.
Where do they take them?
Bang, bang, bang. Pew, pew, pew. That was my plan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bloody delicious on a barbecue.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not against them as food.
I mean, unless they get too old.
Yeah, like the young ones are great.
Oh yeah, they're delicious for sure. Well, Dylan, thanks so much for being here, man. We really do appreciate. Dylan is from the Friends of Scotts Gulf Wilderness Park, 9,000 acre brand new state park in White County. Man, thanks for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I'd love to see some of y'all out on the third Thursday of the month at 6 o'clock at our annual or monthly meetings.
Awesome. Sounds great. Coming up, the White County Mayor, Denny Wayne Robinson, on the way next here on Good Morning Cookeville. Y'all hang out with us, okay?
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton has filed a bill that would cut state funds to local governments that pass measures violating state or federal law. Under the bill, local governments found to be breaking the law would have 30 days to reverse course to avoid losing all or a portion of state funding. The National Weather Service has confirmed at least 5 tornadoes tore through the volunteer state last week. 3 of those rated EF1 touched down in Jackson, Putnam, and Overton counties. An EF2 tornado struck Morgan County, killing a mother and daughter and injuring at least 3 others. Tennessee Tech has launched a new offering to connect students to Cookeville's downtown. It's called Wings Up Wednesdays, a weekly event that provides exclusive discounts and special deals at select businesses in the heart of Cookeville's West Side District. The university says free shuttle service will also be part of that deal, which is available to students with a valid student ID. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vincent with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Philadelphia Eagles won their second Super Bowl, beating the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 last night in New Orleans. The Eagles led by as many as 34 points, aided by 3 Patrick Mahomes turnovers and 6 sacks. Jalen Hurts threw 2 touchdowns and 221 yards and ran for another. Thomas Dietrich won the Waste Management Phoenix Open yesterday with a total score of 24 under par, beating the field by 7 shots. It's Dietrich's first win in 68 starts on the PGA Tour. Dallas Mavericks star center Anthony Davis will miss multiple weeks with an adductor strain in his debut with the Mavericks. Davis played 31 minutes on Saturday, scoring 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks before going down with a non-contact injury. Reports are that Davis could miss up to a month. The South Carolina women saw their 57-game win streak in the SEC come to an end on Sunday as they fell to Texas 66-62. The Gamecocks hadn't lost in league play since December of 2021. Join us tonight on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel as the Cookeville Cavaliers travel to Jamestown to take on the York Institute Dragons. Coverage gets started at 5:50 for the high school basketball game of the week. I'm Jacob Vincent, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
3 teachers speaking out on what happened the day of the Antioch High School shooting. One student was killed, another injured as a 17-year-old opened fire before shooting himself. WTVF reporting it was 6 minutes after the shooting before a lockdown was put in place. Teachers in classrooms were unaware of what was going on outside with no announcement made to staff. Students were huddled in classrooms for an hour as SWAT members went through room by room. Metro Nashville Public Schools released a statement saying they were proud of how the situation was handled, but teachers want a better plan in place in case of future events. A child in the hospital following a Friday morning shooting near North Memphis. Police say the boy was shot around 3 o'clock in the Snowden community, brought to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital in a personal car. He's in stable condition after surgery. No additional information, including the alleged shooter, has been released. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Are you among the millions of Americans living with chronic pain? If so, you may think prescription opioids are the solution. The truth is, the benefits of opioids are limited. Opioids only mask the pain. Opioids also come with serious side effects, ranging from nausea to withdrawal symptoms to overdose. As many as 25% of people who are prescribed opioids struggle with addiction. And those who are addicted to opioids are 40 times more likely to move on to heroin. No one wants to live in pain, but no one should put their health at risk to be pain-free. There is another choice: physical therapy. Physical therapists treat pain through movement and exercise, no warning labels required. And you get to be an active participant in your care. Choose to treat your pain safely. Choose physical therapy. Visit moveforwardpt.com to find a physical therapist near you. This public service announcement is brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association.
A wrong-way crash in Collierville, leaving one person dead, another in critical condition. Happening Friday morning on Highway 385 when a driver heading west in the eastbound lanes collided with another vehicle. The person who was hit was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver who caused the accident suffered life-threatening injuries. 2 other cars were also involved in this wreck, but those drivers only suffered minor injuries. A nationally recognized civil rights attorney joining another case involving the Memphis Police Department. Attorney Ben Crump will represent Shelby County General Sessions Court Clerk Tammy Sawyer after she was detained by officers during a disturbance last week. Law enforcement were called out to the Global Cafe at the Crosstown Concourse Tuesday after a large fight broke out. Sawyer and 3 other people detained during the incident that sent an officer to the hospital. Sawyer says she's healing from her injuries and has retained Crump as her legal counsel. Crump is currently representing the family of Tyree Nichols in a $550 million civil lawsuit. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Going to be a mostly sunny day. Temperatures warm, will be near 50, but overnight rain moves in, and a little bit of cooler air will fall back into the mid-30s. Mid-40s will be the high on Tuesday, and we'll keep rain in the picture all day and right into Wednesday and Wednesday night, with daytime highs in the 50s, overnight lows in the 30s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On on 1077
Good morning,
and
Cookeville.
1400.
Jason
The
and
Hub.
Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:38 now.
And we are so happy to have White County Mayor Denny Wayne Robinson with us. This past Thursday was the Sparta Chamber Awards, and we were all out at Duck Pond Manor. I was blessed enough to MC that.
Yes.
And saw you out there. Boy, that was a good event, wasn't it?
That was a great event. Got to honor a bunch of our businesses and people that contribute to the community. So, yeah, it was just a great event. And you did a great job emceeing, too, by the way.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Now, I wasn't trying to fish for that because I know there was a couple times I did mess up.
Did you notice the first time she was up there, she said she's from Good Morning America?
Instead of Good Morning Cookeville.
I did notice that. I was actually looking the other way, and I wasn't sure if you said that or if somebody was announcing you as that, but I heard the Good Morning America, and I thought, boy, so moving up in the world.
I didn't know who I was with.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even realize I said it.
She mentioned nothing about the radio station. I was sitting right over there. She didn't say nothing about me.
I didn't know he was there. She didn't say a word.
But it's all of a sudden,
That is not right. I said, and my co-host, Jason Grider.
it was more like, I'm Sheila Scruggs from Good Morning America. There's Jason over there. That's how it went down.
Now, Danny, you see how he does, man.
I'm beginning
he
to
heard
see.
it with his own ears. He was there. He denied.
There's so many great folks from White County. We actually love being a part of anything White County does. But your fair, White County Fair Board, they not only won that night, but they've been recognized as the best state fair.
Yeah, in their classification.
Their classification,
yeah.
their size, population, yes.
I think that's fantastic.
Yes, it was great. Our fire board does a great job. They work hard, and I mean they volunteer their time to put in, and people just kind of think of the fair being, well, ours is like a 10-day fair, but they don't realize what goes in, the months of preparation that goes in for that, and those people work hard, and that's a well-deserved honor.
Well, there's a lot of great traditions too at the White County Fair. Some things that go on there that I don't know if they even still go on at other fairs. As far as the agricultural side of how things are done, it seems like a lot of the fairs closer to big towns or big town fairs are getting away from that. But White County just dove head first into all things agriculture and those heritage arts, and that's so fun to go see.
Yeah, it is. They do. They incorporate the things that they used to be, what county fairs used to be before the rides and entertainment kind of. I hate to say took over because that's good stuff too, but
sure.
Before it kind of evolved into that. But yeah, and I can't back this up, but they say that White County Fair is the longest continuous running fair.
The next year.
Yeah, and it's a very competitive group. There's a lot of big counties that are in that.
Sure, yeah.
So it's quite an honor.
What talking about people coming to White County, tourism has got to be it's a huge economic impact for this area. A lot of money's getting spent in the Upper Cumberland right now with tourism. How's White County dealing with that? Because you have so many great outdoor features, natural wonders, you could even say.
Yeah.
How are you preparing for that?
Well, that's kind of what we feel like kind of the low-hanging fruit, actually.
Yeah.
When, the COVID epidemic, 2020, when all that went down, people started looking for ways to get outside, kind of get away from the stuff like theme parks, stuff where there's a lot of people. And we really saw a big surge then of people coming in because we've got a lot of rivers, lakes, kayaking. Of course, you've got Jackson Kayak down there, so kayaking is real big in White County. And I heard earlier let's talk about the caves. Another fact that I can't back up, but I'll run with it is Marvin Bullock, our former chamber president, used to always say that White County had more caves and waterfalls per square mile than anywhere else in the country. So we really kind of dove into that.
I'm willing to believe that too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
put it on a pamphlet. No one can argue it.
Nobody can argue. Yeah, it's in writing. It's in writing. We saw it in writing. But yeah, we're blessed with miles of navigable waters, and it's just a great place to come hang out outside.
Well, it's beautiful, and there's things there you just can't see everywhere else. I mean, the waterfalls, the caves, the overlooks, the waterways. I mean, it's White County's just got a little bit of everything.
And nice people. I mean, the people of White County's good people too.
Especially hearing about the mayor part of it's real nice.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Good thing.
I've heard.
Now I do.
Both mayors.
It does seem like I've heard that before too.
Mm-hmm.
Oldest fair, nicest mayors, most caves. Those are all.
That's the three things. Yes.
People were like, "When are you gonna have that Denny Wayne on?" I was like, "Come on, Denny, come on with us."
As you're, as all everything is here in the Upper Cumberland growing, how has the county, and in talking to the Sparta mayor, I know he's had plans and how things, he hopes goes a certain way, but it's not just Sparta. There's a whole big county out there where things are coming, new housing, new neighborhoods. How do you prepare for that, this influx that's happened? Or do you, and you just kind of have to keep your head on a swivel?
Well, a lot of times you're just trying to keep your head above water because the influx of people over the past 4 or 5 years has been daunting. It's the water infrastructure, roads, just trying to keep up, getting that stuff in. There's for White County, there's farms being sold off, and they may be 80 new houses going up in that area, and then trying to supply them with just the basics: water, electricity, broadband, all that. It sometimes it's hard to keep up, but we got some good utilities around us here. Ben Lowman is one for the broadband in White County, and Caney Fork electricity. So we've got some good partners, but still it takes a lot of planning and organization to try to keep on top of it.
Well, I mean, it'd have to. I mean, just to see how it's growing, and what a great job of growing, but keeping that Sparta White County feel to it. I think that's been real important. I think Livingston and Overton County did a good job with that.
Yes, they did.
And it seems like you guys are doing the same thing, just with a Walmart.
Yeah, with a Walmart, yes.
What other new things are coming to White County that you can think of?
Well, I noticed earlier you was talking about the state park, and that's probably the biggest thing that's coming. That's going to be a big shot in the arm for White County, and that's been a long time coming. People have worked for that for years, and I grew up there and didn't really appreciate it. So I went off to basic training, and then I realized that everybody's backyard didn't look like mine. So I just thought that's the way the world looked, and then realized that we really had a gym up there. And so when I got back, and then definitely when I became mayor, jumped on that bandwagon for trying to get that turned into a state park. And so finally it's done. We was talking earlier, I guess during the break there, it's actually about 50,000 acres up there. And they're trying to figure out, exactly what's going to be the state park. TWA still owns a bunch of it, Tennessee Conservatory. So they're going to so they can still hunt and stuff on part of it. It even connects up to Fall Creek Falls. It's all one big piece of land now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a big thing. You can, I think they're going to try to make a trail. Of course, it'll be an overnight camping type thing, but where you can hike from what we call the Virgin Falls pocket area to all the way to Fall Creek Falls.
Maybe a zip line all the way.
There you go. You're a genius.
I mean, I'm sure you've thought of that already.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. But that'd be the world's longest zip line.
Yeah, you could put some zip lines up there. There's lots of gorges and valleys and cliffs up there. Yeah, that would work.
That'd be crazy to go up.
Oh, can you imagine ziplining through that beautiful wilderness?
Oh yeah, I mean, the worst part would be getting back to your car.
That'll be on Facebook time I get back. Denny Wayne says zip lines in Scottsdale. So, yeah.
They probably will.
Probably will, yeah.
No, that's Jason and Sheila.
That's Jason and Sheila stirring up stuff.
They were just saying stupid stuff for sure. So with again back to the growth and to the parks and all that stuff, and tourism. What does that tourism dollar mean to White County?
Well, we love tourism dollars. That's people that come in, spend money, leave it, and then walk away, and we don't have to provide services to those people. So it's kind of like free money, especially the sales tax part of it. They just we don't have to unless they have a fall or get hurt or lost in the wilderness area. There's really no expense to the county for these people.
Right.
It's just leave their money and go.
It helps everybody not have to pay that property tax.
Exactly.
Yeah. More with Denny Wayne Robinson, the White County mayor, on the way. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window studio.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford of Cookeville. Are you tired of spending your precious time driving to and from our dealership for your service needs? That's why we are excited to announce Ford Pickup and Delivery and Ford Mobile Service. With Ford Pickup and Delivery from Ford of Cookeville, we come to you. Our factory-trained technicians perform expert service right where you are. Want to learn more about Ford Pickup and Delivery and Ford Mobile Service? Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnCookeville.com.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
And so it was when Jesus had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. Matthew chapter 7, verses 28 and 29. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us this month as we study Jesus' Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel of Matthew every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve him and serve others.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear DJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
All right, you said bye-bye to big government and you want limited government. You voted for that. Well, now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. If you are still using the big carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, I ask, why are you doing that? Because my cell phone company, Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers. You get the same 5G network. You get better customer service. And they're based here in the U.S., and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Now, that's right. There's simply no need to spend $85, $100 a month per person on your wireless bill. Not when you can get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. And by the way, the average family of four saves about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now. Do it now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 keyword save now from our friends at Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window studio. It's 7:52.
And we've got White County Mayor Denny Wayne Robinson with us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know it's the day after your Super Bowl. You were giving us grief about that a little bit.
Well, I was wondering if you had a hard time finding somebody to come on at 7:30 day after the Super Bowl. I was telling the group of friends I was with last night, I was like, we just got to just watch the game and be chill because I got to get up and go to Cookeville in the morning.
You got to do a radio show.
Got to do a radio show.
It was, if you were an Eagles fan, it was a pretty fun game to watch. And where we were, which is at least has a Sparta address,
right?
But they're in DeKalb counties that Honky Tonk National Golf, which is really nice.
That's a nice place down there. Yes,
great spot. And we were talking about the 111 corridor between Sparta and Cookeville, and about how that's just growing leaps and bounds. That huge new neighborhood that's out that way, and that looks like it's just going to continue to grow like that. Infrastructure is, that's got to be the top of your mind all the time.
Absolutely, and that little place you're talking about there's about 40 or 50 acres that's actually in White County. It's kind of a little peninsula there. I think that's Falling Water River that runs through there. And so obviously that side of it, White County's going to have to provide services to, if anything, if it expands into that. In navigating, getting across that river, that creek, is going to be tough.
How do you even do that?
Well, you have to, for water and sewer, you'd have to bore under it, bore under all that.
Really?
Of course, electricity you could run above.
Yeah.
But the water part of it's going to be tricky. And then providing services there, fire protection, police protection. There's no way to get there unless you build a bridge without coming down all the way down into Putnam County there, or into Cookeville, where the sewer factory and stuff is there.
Right.
Turn around and cutting back and going back. So we're talking that through, see the different options there, but it's going to be tough for White County to service those people that build in that area.
So when stuff like that happens, they're building something and it's, it straddles the line. I mean, do you and Randy Porter get together and arm wrestle for who's got to do what, or do you work well together?
Yeah, and Laura Wheaton too. We all three fight in there sometimes. No, we got a good.
How many times does she win?
Majority.
Yeah.
Majority. No. Cookeville and Putnam County is well represented. We work well together. Of course, we all own the airport together, and that's we talk often about how we wish people could see how four actually governments come together and work together to promote a positive thing for everybody. So it's a good deal.
Boy, that airport is.
Yes, it is.
And you don't really know how much use that airport gets until you start talking to them about it.
Oh, it's busy.
It's astonishing how busy it is.
It sure is.
And it seems like it's going to get busier.
It is going to get busier. Me and Mayor Porter and Wheaton and Lowry just met last week, trying to put our heads together to what a good vision, and the growth is coming up there. And so, are we just going to be a victim of the growth and just kind of react to what happens, or are we going to be proactive and try to guide the growth in the right direction? And so we had a good little meeting about that.
I've always heard if you're not growing, you're dying when it comes to cities, counties, government,
Unfortunately, that's true.
Yeah. What do you hope to see, maybe it's past when you're even mayor anymore, maybe 10 years, 20 years down the road, if there was a Denny Wayne legacy, what do you hope that to be?
Commercial flights out of our airport. That's what we're really pushing for and working for, and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of getting the communities to invest the money into it to make it happen.
But that's where they've been heading. All these studies, even the wild animal studies, things like that. That's where all this has been heading anyway. Correct?
Absolutely.
So they're close.
They are close. Yeah, there's a couple boxes we still need to check. I think you're talking about the wildlife study. I think that is the last major study we've got to overcome, I think, if I remember correctly. And then it's just trying to get the infrastructure in there for that. Infrastructure, we use that word all the time. Everything has its own infrastructure, but you've got to be able to handle the baggage.
Stuff if you want to,
yeah. We got to be able to handle the baggage, the security and stuff. And so there's also so many just little steps. It's like building a house, the walls and the roof go on quick, and you think, boy, that's going up fast. And then when you start putting the trim and stuff in, all that stuff gets slow. So that's kind of the same way.
And all the stuff you need permits for then, electrical and plumbing and who knows what else.
Exactly.
Even the county can't get away from the state when it comes to some of that stuff.
No, you cannot. They're harder on us, and I think they are.
Really?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you had to guess, how many years away do you think we are from commercial flights? And now, again, this is just a guess. We won't hold you to it.
I'm going to guess, I would hope the first one would fly out from there within 2 years.
Really? That's soon. I was expecting a 5 or 10-year deal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, this won't be an everyday thing, but I think the first one will go out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still small that we probably don't need an everyday thing, but what a great first step to be able to do that. Denny Wayne Robinson is here, the White County mayor. White County is it's just, we got so many beautiful things. Nature, tourism is going big. Everything's going big for White County right now, and I know you're busy, so we appreciate your time coming in the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Monday after Super Bowl.
And I can't believe Sheila would do that to you.
I can't either.
Sorry.
And I hope
Thanks
you
for coming in.
And I hope you enjoyed your time on Good Morning America with Sheila.
With Sheila, yeah. And Jason. Yeah. No, I appreciate y'all having me. I appreciate it.
We love White County, that's for sure. Tomorrow, we got some great guests. Alyssa Stinson from the Cookeville Habitat Restore. And again, fellas, Valentine's Day is just 4 days away, so we'll talk to Matt Phillips with Jewelry Emporium. That's tomorrow here on Good Morning Cookeville. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.